I like to look at our budget for an entire year, so here is our 2024 annual budget. Hey there, I'm Brittany Flammer, a financial coach with videos all about budgeting and money saving tips for you and your family. I plan our budget for the year in advance because this is how I see how much money we have for fun things like vacations or for Christmas. If you want a more detailed video about our sinking funds, I'll have that playing at the end up here. I'm going to go ahead and open up my spreadsheet. You can grab this template for a couple of dollars. I'm going to go ahead and start with income. And I am going to type in our take home pay. So this is after taxes have been taken out. If you have health insurance taken out, if you have any retirement taken out, this is what you actually get deposited into your account. My husband is salary, so this is a little bit easier for us. He gets $5,866 per month. So I'm going to type that in. I just drag it across. The last couple of years, they've gotten a 2% raise, but I'm not going to count on that. I don't know for sure if that's an every year thing or if it's just been a since COVID thing. I don't know. So I'm just going to leave it how it is. If you know you're going to get a raise, I would add that in there. So our total take home pay will be just over $70,000. Now, I also work. I have a business with my financial coaching and my YouTube videos and all that stuff. So I do make some money, but whatever I make, we put towards our mortgage. So I'm not going to include that in our budget. I'm just going to leave that blank right here because we don't use it to live off of. After figuring out the total, then move on to expenses. I start with the fixed, the boring expenses that are pretty much the same month to month that we have to pay. Tithing is, for us, that's a 10%. We pay 10% of our gross pay, so that's about $925. If I make more money with my business, then we would pay more, but out of the money we take home from my husband, about $925. So once again, I just drag that across. Then next is our mortgage. $1,332.12 is our monthly mortgage payment. Last year they readjusted because our property value went up so much. They readjusted our taxes, which increased our monthly mortgage because some of it went to property taxes. I haven't been notified about that this year, so I'm just going to assume it will stay the same. And I have that for the year. Every month it's the same. Electricity, we have solar panels, so we pay, it's about $15 a month most of the year. We usually run out and we need a few more panels. And so in the wintertime, sometimes it's more than that. So I have it 30 for a few months and then down to 15. And it's not exact, it's not perfect. It's just my best guess on what our budget will be. Natural gas, we pay an average. So ours is $142 every month. And then at some point throughout the year, they will adjust it and it will change. So I don't know when it will get adjusted. So I just put $142 for the whole month, or for the whole year, for each month. Our city bill includes our water. It's about $110 a month. They've just made some changes. It also includes our garbage. So it's about $110 a month. And then in the summer, it does go up because we have a huge lawn that we have to water with sprinklers. So I just do $110 and then it goes up a little bit higher for a few months in the summer and then back to $110. Life insurance, this is mine. It is fixed and it is the same every single month for the next 13 years, $11.10. Car insurance is about $106, $108. It fluctuates by a couple dollars each month, but it's about $106. So I just put that in, and we do have a daughter that will be turning 15. We'll be adding her to our insurance. I don't know if when they're just learning to drive, if they increase your insurance. So possibly in the fall it might go up, but I'm not sure. That would be something good to look into. Phone bill is fixed, $30 per month. Our daughter has a phone, but we don't pay hers monthly. We paid it for the year. And it was like $150, something like that we paid. But since it's not a monthly expense, I pull that out of our kids' extracurricular funds, which I'll get to in a little bit. So our phones for my husband and I, $30 a month. Internet is fixed at $62 a month. So $62. Gas for our cars, we spend about $250. The price has just dropped recently, so maybe less, but I'd rather err on the side of budgeting too much and then be pleasantly surprised when we stay under budget. Piano, $50 for one kid. We just have one doing it. At some point, we might have two, but for now, we're just at $50 a month. So I just included $50 a month. She would love to quit, but that's not an option right now. Then preschool, our youngest is in preschool. That's $125 a month. But then this summer, he won't be in preschool. And then in the fall, he'll go to kindergarten. So I won't be paying for preschool. So I just left that blank. So that means we're going to have more money to play with those months. Groceries, $600 to $700 is about what we spend. This includes our food as well as our consumable, like toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning supplies, that kind of stuff. I just do $675. And then in the summer months, we always spend more. Kids are home more. We eat more. We go on trips, road trips. So I switched to $750 over the summer months and then back down to $675. Eating out, just have it at $25 per month. Entertainment, we have that at $25 per month. Kids' money, they have jobs and charts, and if they do everything, we pay them. Most of them, some of them mark it off, some of them don't. So I budget about $50 for the month. Babysitter, our kids, sometimes it's just part of their responsibility to watch their siblings for us. Sometimes we pay them, depends on what we're doing, how often, how long. But we don't pay them as much as we would pay a normal babysitter, but we sometimes pay them some money. So $25 is usually plenty for the month. And then miscellaneous, there's always good to have miscellaneous category. We each have $25 for the month. So it has our total for each month, and then our total for the year is $47,000. It's so much when you look at it like that. And you look, it's great to look to see your big, huge expenses. So like our mortgage, we're spending $16,000 a year. Or our groceries, we're spending $8,000 a year. It's crazy to look at it like that. We do not have any debt. We do have a mortgage, so technically that's a debt, but I count that in our expenses up above. And then we do use credit cards, but we pay them off each month, so we don't have a balance. If I carried over a balance on our credit card, I would include that here. I just like to leave this up, so if anyone's interested, they can see that there is a section for that in the spreadsheet. So then I get to move on to the fun stuff, which is our sinking funds. Our emergency fund is fully funded, so we're not adding anything to this. So I can go ahead and drag that over. My husband's personal money and the money for his bike maintenance, because he bikes like 30 to 40 miles a day and he has a motor and it takes maintenance, cheaper than driving, but it does cost money. That is automatically transferred every month into his account. That's $50 a month, which ends up being $600. Then I get my fund money. It's $25 a month, which adds up to be $300 over the year. Now, I used to include this in our monthly budget, in just our monthly budget expenses, but I found that I never spent mine. Didn't spend it very often, and I would just lose it. So now we have it in online checking accounts. The money is automatically transferred each month. If I don't spend it, it just accumulates. Now for life insurance, this is an annual expense for us. We know exactly how much it's going to be, so we just divide it up into 12 months. So it's $68 per month. House maintenance, this is just for replacing things that break, maintaining our house. So we budget $125 per month, and then in the fall, because our kid's not in preschool anymore, we'll have a little bit more. So we're bumping it up to $175. Now with our sinking funds, I prefer to do the same every single month, so I can just set up an automatic transfer. So for right now, for the beginning of the year, we will have our house maintenance will be automatic and it will be $125 a month. And then in the fall, I'll go in and switch it to $175. But our finances change month to month. So ideally, I would just do the same every month and not ever have to make a change, but that's not reality. So that gives us about $1,700 to cover any maintenance. So minor repairs that need to be taken care of. Vacation, we are budgeting $150 a month for vacation, and then we bump it up to $225 a month. So that'll give us just over $2,000 for vacation. In fact, we are looking for more volunteer opportunities. We know people that have gone to build houses. For this year, we're looking specifically at Mexico so we can drive and save on the expense. But for future, we would like to do something like this annually with our kids. So for any of you that have any experience or recommendations or have done a volunteer agency, leave me a comment and let me know whether it was good or bad experience. We would love to know. House updates. If you own a house, you know that there's always a project that you would like to do. There are a lot of things we'd like to do, but currently we are building a garage. We thought we had enough money set aside to do the entire garage. We are a good chunk of the way through the process. We've got it built, the structure built. We're having someone put brick on it right now, and then we need to side it and shingle it and finish the inside. But we will be out of money before we finish. So we're setting aside money to go towards our garage. We'll use up all the money we have for it. And then once we've used up everything. We'll just finish it as we save money. So $150 a month is what we're setting aside to go towards the garage. So that's $1,800, which isn't very far when you're trying to add sheetrock and flooring and appliances and cabinets. But we usually get a pretty good tax return. So all of our tax return we're going to put towards the garage. Extra mortgage payment, we're not adding anything to this. This is just anything I make, we will put in there. Clothing, $75 a month. Because we tend to buy our clothes in seasons or whenever someone needs something, but it's not like every single month. So I put $75 a month towards our clothing, which means we'll have $900 for the full year. But then when seasons change, when we need it, then we have the money there for it. Gifts, $25 per month, which gives us $300 for the year. Medical is $100 per month, which gives us $1,200 for the year. This really, I should probably rename it to braces. We have medical insurance. We have some money taken out of our paycheck each month to cover our medical expenses. We use that for medical expenses. But we have 5 kids, and our oldest is in braces, and they're expensive, like $4,800 for one kid for braces. And our kids are about 2 years apart, and they will probably all need braces. So we get a discount for paying up front. So we're setting aside some money each month so that we'll have enough to hopefully pay for them up front when our next kid needs them. So we'll probably have that sinking fund for like a long time. Car expenses, $75 per month. This is just regular maintenance, wear and tear on our vehicles. If we are going to need something major, like if we know we're going to need, like this last year, we knew we needed new tires, so we increased it so we'd have enough to cover new tires. We don't have anything we know of coming up. If that changes, then we'll change it and increase. Or if something major happens and we need major repairs, then we'd pull that out of our emergency fund. Christmas, we're setting aside $50 per month, which gives us $600. That's well below the national average as well. But we also use the cash back from our credit card. We use our credit card for most things. At the end of the year, we let our cash back accumulate. At the end of the year, we put that towards our Christmas. Our kids' extracurricular is $175 per month, ends up being a little over $2,000. All of our kids' stuff that is monthly, like piano or preschool, we put into our budget if we pay it monthly, but majority of our stuff is not paid monthly. And it will fluctuate. It depends. So like our daughter, we paid a few $100s for her high school volleyball. If she makes it again, we'll have to pay that again. And club fees, I'm just going off of what we paid this last year, make sure we have enough to cover that. Where we live here, people have a lot of kids, and sports with the city are so cheap, so much cheaper than anywhere else we've ever seen. It's like $40, $45 to register a kid for soccer for a couple months. It's insanely cheap. So $2,100 should be enough for us. Also, like our daughter has to pay some of her expenses. She had to pay for some of her club volleyball, things like that. Then our Roth IRAs, this, I guess, are technically sinking funds. We put $400 for my husband, $400 for me into Roth IRAs, which ends up being $9,600 for the year. So if you look down below, you can see our goal, it's a zero-based budget. So the goal is to get to zero. The money coming in is exactly equal to the money going out. You can see it's not exact. I like to keep it simple. I just like to look at this to help me figure out our sinking funds for the year and how much we can afford for all of the fun things. If you want more detailed video on our sinking funds, check out that video right up there. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell so you get notified when I have new videos. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.